Welcome to Oxidation Technologies. I'm Chris with the technical service team. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be taking the Pro-5, we're going to be unboxing it, hooking it up to our VMUS-K Ozone Generator, and then we are going to actually start making some ozone today, and we're going to see the slight difference there is between the SS1 diffuser and the SS2 diffuser. So we're going to start out by just unboxing the Pro-5. Now, when you look at the Pro-5, you're going to see it has nice casters underneath that you can actually lock. So if you want to roll this unit around to somewhere else where it works better, you sure can. Or you can hit the locks and it'll stay in place. Set the power cable off to the side. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to unpack the VMUS-K Ozone Generator. Instruction manual. What we have here is we have hardware. You have 4 brackets you can actually mount to the back side of this ozone unit. What it is, you have 2 sets of screws, 2 sets, 2 sets, 2 sets. And what that'll do is give you the ability to mount this either A, right on the wall above your Pro-5, so it is nice, compact, and out of your way, or you can mount it on the ceiling, in a closet, or 5 rooms away, whichever one you want to do. You put it where you want to go. It also comes with the screws needed, and it's going to come with 2 1/4-inch barbed nipples. That's going to be for your gas in and gas out. So, power cable. And for what we can do now is we're not going to actually hardware mount it to the wall. We're going to keep it down here so it's fairly simple to see and cut down on time. But what we can do is we're going to actually mount the barbs on the nipples, which are going to be on the bottom side here. Now on the bottom of your ozone generator, you're going to see you have a gas feed gas and you have ozone out. What it is, you're going to take 1 barb. Usually I'd recommend put around a Teflon tape on it for a better seal. We're not doing it here for demonstration purposes. And you're going to do ozone out. There we go. And you have your 120 power in and 240 if your machine is wired for it. We're going to plumb in our oxygen generator into our ozone generator. Now for oxygen, we can use the flex hose. This is much more pliable, much more bendable, and it'll be much easier to work with. All you can do is slip it over top of the green nozzle. Now when you're going into the back of the ozone generator, we're going to want to go for a gas feed. So the feed gas inlet, that's where we're going, because we don't want to plumb it into the other direction, always reverse the flow, and that'll ruin the machine. Now as far as the machine for ozone coming out, we are going to want to make sure we have a check valve in. It's a CHK4B check valve. Now when you look at it, you'll notice that it has a slight taper to the one side. Think of that like an arrow. Point that in the direction of the ozone where you want it to go. Now, being as this FX hose is a little tougher, it is recommended you put just a little bit of heat to it. It don't take a whole lot. And you'll slip right over top. And then you'll do the same thing on the other end. Put your check valve in, pointing the direction you want to go. And now, after we got past the check valve, we're going to hook up the FX hose, and this is going to go to our diffusers. There again, we are going to heat it up a little bit. And keep in mind, all of these products we can buy at Oxidation Technologies. If you're ever wondering if this is a system you can build at home, come to the website. You can sure buy everything that you see here, you can buy on the website. And we also have information on it. We have oodles and oodles of information. Books, all available online. So we're going to start out with the SS1. That is the smallest diffuser. Give it just a little bit of heat first. And we're going to drop that in the water. All right, now we have everything hooked up. We are not making any ozone in here yet or any oxygen. First, we're going to start out with plugging in your oxygen generator. and we're going to plug in your ozone generator. Okay, now we're going to fire up the Pro-5 oxygen generator. We're in the lowest setting right now at 0.125. Now it's reading in liters per minute. And you'll notice here in a second, once it starts pumping, we're going to start getting some air right there. We're getting some bubbles through our SS1 diffuser. And we're going to start turning it up. That's at 2 liters per minute, 4 liters per minute, and 5. We're getting a whole lot of bubbles in there. But right now, this is only oxygen. There is no ozone in this yet. We haven't fired this machine up. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it back down to 2, just because I'm randomly doing it. We're going to fire up the ozone generator. You're going to see the flow meter pop up, 2.4, and it's reading the amount of flow between your Pro-5, creating oxygen, pumping it into your ozone generator, and it's reading how much flow there is. Now, as it's reading the flow, we can actually turn up the ozone with these arrows here. You got one dot here, it's at the bottom line. As we turn that all the way up to the top, we're going to make the maximum amount of ozone possible. And you know it's making ozone when you have the O3 status on with a blue light. Now you notice over here on the glass jar, you see all the bubbles coming out. What we're going to do is we're going to take the aeroqual ranger, and it's reading 0 right now. We're going to put it above the glass jar, and we should start seeing a reading come up pretty quick. There we go. We are getting 30 parts per million. So we have a lot of ozone in there. All right, here we're going to take the SS2 diffuser. We're going to put it down into the water, and you're going to see it start bubbling quite rapidly. Now that's actually us releasing ozone and air. Now as we turn up the oxygen generator all the way up to 3, you see it picking up pace and getting a whole lot more bubbly. When we go to 5, you see a whole lot more bubbles coming on out. You see how fine they are? That's that stainless steel screen breaking up all the oxygen and the ozone, so it deteriorates and it bonds with the water much, much quicker and much better. Turn it back down to 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to stop it, and we're going to take it off and switch it to the SS1. And right here we have the SS1 diffuser. We're going to drop it in. Now you see it's a much smaller diameter, so we don't have as much dispersion of the bubbles, but you still have a very fine bubble, allowing the ozone and the oxygen to bond with the water and help purify the water. And as we turn it up again, we're at 3 liters a minute, and that's at 5 liters per minute. And we also are forming ozone in there. So what we're going to do now is I'll take the aeroqual ranger. You'll notice we're only at 0.02 right now, or 0.021, 0.018 we're going to call it. We're going to put it above the 2 here, and let it start picking up some of that ozone. Maybe bump it up a little bit. Get a little bit more in there. And you can see it slowly start picking up here, 0.023. And as that ozone gets into that water and diffuses, you're going to start seeing it climb faster and faster, 0.027. And that's parts per million, 0.03, 0.033. And I think we'll pull it out at that point. And we're going to turn down the ozone generator. Ladies and gentlemen, that is taking the Pro-5 oxygen generator, plumbing it into the VMUS-4 ozone generator, plumbing in the check valve with the proper hose, using the SS1 diffuser, running in some water.